Hello, third grade. Today, our question is, how can a fraction name part of a group? Well, Jake and Emma each have a collection of marbles. What fraction of each collection is blue? You can make a fraction to name part of a group. Now, it shows you Jake's marbles right here, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them all together. 8 will be our denominator, our bottom number, and the number that are red is our numerator, and that is 3. So he has 3 eighths of a group that are red. Emma's has 4 large bags with 2 in each. So 4 is our denominator. 2 or 1 bag has 2 red ones in it. Now this is interesting because if you chose not to count the bags and you counted just the marbles in this picture, you would have 8, and that would be your denominator, and your numerator would be 2. But 2 eighths reduces down to 1/4. And in this case, they want you to count the number of bags. But if you counted the number of marbles and started with 8 and counted 2 red ones and reduced it, you would get the same number. It's kind of a cool thing. There's 2 ways to do it. Okay, I'm going to fold this down so you can see this a little better, and I can see it a little better. Okay, it says try this. Name part of a group. Draw 2 red counters and 6 yellow counters. Then you have to name the part that is red. So 2 eighths or 1/4 of the counters are red. 8 is our bottom number, 2 is our top number, 8 is the denominator, 2 is the numerator. If I have 2 eighths are red, I can reduce it down to 1/4. Now, over here, it says write the fraction of counters that are not red. Now, keeping in mind there are a total of 8 counters, so 8 is still our bottom number or our denominator. 6 is the number that is not red, so 6 eighths are not red. If you reduce that by putting a 2 into 6, you get 3, and putting a 2 into 8, you get 4, or 3/4 are not red. Okay. That's Keaton laughing in the background. I probably don't want to know why. Now, if you look at the top of our paper, fractions greater than 1. Sometimes a fraction can name more than a whole group. Daniel collects baseballs. He has collected 8 so far. He puts them in cases that hold 4 baseballs each. What part of the baseball cases has Daniel filled? Well, Daniel has filled 2 cases of 4 baseballs. So he has filled 2 cases, or 4 is the bottom number because that's the number each case holds, but he has 8, so he has filled 2 cases. I am going to fold our little story down, and we're going to look at our problems. Now the first one says, complete the whole number and the fraction greater than 1 to name the part. Makes me hungry looking at it. It shows us that there are 3 baking pans full of muffins, but each muffin tin holds 6, which becomes our denominator. But there are 8 18 altogether. So 18/6 or 3 whole muffin pans. Now, in looking at our next example, our boxes of crayons over here, there are 2 full boxes of crayons. Now, it says think 1 box equals 1. Now, if you look close, there are 8 pencils in each box. So 8 becomes our denominator. But there are 16 altogether, 8 in one box and 8 in another. So 16 becomes our numerator. 16 over 8 equals 2. Now, on our share and show, it says, what fraction of the counters are red? Well, in order to get our denominator or our bottom number, we have to count the total number of counters. And there are 8 counters total. But they want to know the number that is red. Which fraction is red? Well, if there are 8 total, our bottom number or our denominator is 8. And when we count how many of them are red, there are 5. So our fraction is 5/8. Now, in looking at number 2, it says write a fraction to name the red part of each group. In number 2, there are 4 apples total. Out of the group, there are 2 red ones. 4 is our bottom because that's our total amount. 2 is our top number, that's our numerator, because that's how many are red. 2/4 are red, or 1/2. Now, look close at number 3, because it's similar to the one problem that I explained to you before. Which part is red? Well, there are 3 groups of balloons, right? So that has to be our bottom number. And only 1 group is red. So 1/3 of the balloons are red. Now, you could also do this one a different way. If you counted the total number of balloons, there are 6 balloons here, correct? And there are 2 red ones. 2/6 of the balloons are red. And if you reduce 2/6, you get 1/3. Now, I'm going to have you do the rest of share and show on your own. But I would like to go over the story problems with you before I turn you loose on share and show and your PB page. The first one says problem solving. Use the graph, the bar graph. It shows the winners of the Smith Elementary School Marble Tournament. How many games were played and what fraction of the games did Scott win? Well, if you look at your bar graph, it says here that Robin, Heidi, and Scott all participated. Robin played 2 games. Scott played 3 games. And, Heidi played 3 games. And Scott played 2 games. And Trent played 1 game. So, if you add 2 for Robin, 3 for Heidi, and 2 for Scott, and 1 for Trent, you have a total of 8 games played. Now our question is, what fraction of the games did Scott win? Well, Scott won 2 out of the 8, or 2/8, or 1/4. Then it asks us, what fraction of the games did Robin not win? Well, Robin won the same amount as Scott. She won 2/8 of the games. So she had to have not won or lost 6/8, which reduces down to 3/4. Now, in my next problem, it says Liam has 6 marbles. Of them, 1/3 are blue and the rest are red. Draw a picture to show Liam's marbles. Well, if Liam has 6 marbles, I drew 6 marbles and didn't color anything. Then it told me 1/3 are blue. Well, I knew 1/2 would be 3. So 2 out of 6, or 2/6, reduces to 1/3. So 2 are blue and 4 are red. Now, look at number 18, write in math. What's the question? A bag has 2 yellow cubes, 3 blue cubes, and 1 white cube. I drew a picture to help myself. The answer is 1/6. Well, as you can see, there are 6 cubes. 2 are yellow, 3 are blue, and 1 is white. And the answer is 1/6. So my question has to be, how many cubes are white? Excuse me, I forgot my question mark. Now, Test Prep says, Michaela picked some flowers. What fraction of her flowers are yellow? Well, you have to start by counting the total number of flowers. And there are 8 flowers total, which is your denominator. So 8 is on the bottom of your fraction, and there are 4 yellow ones. That's on the top. That's the numerator. So there are 4/8 that are yellow. That is today's lesson. Please finish your share and show and do your problem solving for section 8.7. And stay tuned for a cool writing assignment.